Hi guys, welcome back to Julie Sweets Cooking. So today I'm going to be making a nice spongy banana bread, and I'm starting out with my sugar. All the ingredients will be listed in the description. Now I'm using 1.5 cup of sugar, and I am using 1 cup of butter. That is 2 sticks of butter. And make sure when you're using the butter, it is soft, guys. It has to be at room temperature, okay? Room temperature. It has to be very soft. All the ingredients should be at room temperature. So you know that you're gonna bake. You take out your ingredients and you put them aside on your counter so that they come cool. Notice the butter is so soft my finger can press through it, so that's what you want. So guys, I'm going to now use my hand mixer to grind out the butter and the sugar. Yes, and you can use a spoon to do this, but will take more time. So if you have a little hand mixer, you can really try to invest in one if you know that you like to bake, and it makes your life so much easier. So just use your hand mixer, and you want the butter and the sugar to be incorporated. This is not really a cake, which is a delicate cake, so you can just make sure the butter and the sugar is incorporated, guys. And I'm using brown sugar, right? Now make sure that when you are baking, you plan to share with others. All right, don't sit and eat off all your cake or your pastries on your own, because you don't want all that sugar, butter and fat, right? Too much of it is not good for your health, right? So now I'm going to add my eggs. I'm using 4 eggs, and I break them before, so I don't have to do it while I am in the midst of the baking. That's called prepping, okay? So I added that one and I'm mixing it in, and then I just add as I go along. You can add 1 or 2 and mix in. All right, so you mix those in and make sure that they are well incorporated in the sugar and the butter. All right, good. Get down all of that from the sides. Make sure that it is well smooth. Very nice, looking good so far. All right, if you're following along, doing it as I go, you can pause the video and you can make sure that you have all the steps. It's a step-by-step thing you can follow along. All right. Now in a separate bowl, you're going to be crushing 4 very, very, very ripe bananas, guys. These bananas are so ripe, and I really wanted to use them up. So you're going to make sure that they're very ripe, and I'm using a fork to crush them up. You can use any banana crusher or crushing device in your home to crush them up. All right, make sure that they're well crushed and soft. Don't want any big lumps and clumps in your cake weighing it down, because you want a spongy cake. You want a spongy banana bread, right? So you're gonna make sure that you crush those out properly. Right, so as I was saying, you want to share your cakes with others, right? Don't just sit and eat off all that on your own, because it tends to show up on your body in different ways. For example, in your face, right? And you need to be practicing your proper skincare routines so that you have clear skin, and what you eat is very important to how your skin will look, trust me. So you don't want to consume too much sugar and butter. So in another bowl, I'm incorporating now my sugar and butter and egg that I mix together with the banana. Now you can do this in any of them. It's just that I have this large bowl that I like to use. So you can do it in any bowl that you have at home. All right. Baking doesn't have to be expensive, guys. So you just use what you have at home. I'm mixing it up, making sure that it is well incorporated and it is smooth. Next, I'm going to be adding my flour. All right. Now for the flour, I'm going to be using 3 cups of flour. So I add that, and I'm adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Guys, you can also go ahead and add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I didn't add any salt because I'm using salted butter, and I don't like when my baking is too salty, right? But it depends on your taste. Good. So you can go ahead and add salt if you want to, but I use salted butter, so I'm not adding any salt. And I'll sieve that in, and I'm using a wooden spoon to mix right there. I added some lemon, and that is the juice of half of a lemon. Mixing it in with my wooden spoon. Now I'm not using the mixer anymore because I don't want to over mix my bread. I don't want to over mix my banana bread, so I'm just using the spoon, giving my hand a good workout and working it in. There I added 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and you can add a little bit more if you like the flavor of vanilla. All right, so I'm mixing it in vigorously, making sure it is smooth and it is well incorporated. All right, it's looking great so far, guys. Mix that in with your spoon. Don't use the mixer because you don't want to over mix. Next, I'm adding 1 cup of raisin and currants. I got this during the Christmas break when I was baking my Christmas cake, and I added a little Appleton rum to it. Now you can add any rum that you have, or you can bypass the rum and just use a little water, but make sure you wash off those currants and those fruits that you're adding in, or raisins. I'm tasting it, make sure that it is how I want it, if I'm supposed to add anything else. Now guys, I use 2 baking tins and I fill them up halfway, right? And I'm going to put it in my oven to bake at 350 degrees for an hour, okay, or 50 minutes. You can bake it for 50 minutes as well. And this is how it comes out. I'm using my skewer, making sure that it is good. There are a few ways that you can check if your baking is good, if your baked product has come out good. That is using a skewer, or if you notice it's pulling away from the side of the pan, right, it's pulling away from the side of the pan, then you know that it is ready as well. Okay, so that's another way to check it. And you leave it there for about 15 minutes in the pan, and then you pour it out on a cooling rack if you have one. If you don't have one, just put it out on a normal plate. All right, and let it stay there and cool down a bit before you go to cut it. I know you really want to taste it, but you wait a little bit. All right, there guys, I'm cutting it. I'm trying to show you as best as possible how it looks. The lighting wasn't the best, but I think I got a good shot here. Look at that guys, how soft it is. It's very spongy. It's delicious guys. Let me tell you, it's delicious. So good. It was so spongy, so delicious. I couldn't have asked for more, right? And I'm going to slice this up and put it in some Ziploc bags and get it to take to work. Now guys, thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I will be back with more beautiful content like this one. Thank you.